Imagine waking up tomorrow with absolute certainty about your path to greatness, knowing exactly what separates legendary figures from ordinary people. What if I told you there's a precise scientific formula for becoming great that works as reliably as gravity, and you're about to discover it in the next few minutes? Wallace D. Wattles spent years unraveling this mystery, and what he found will completely transform how you see yourself and your potential. Right now, at this very moment, you possess dormant powers that could change not just your life, but the lives of thousands around you, and you're about to learn exactly how to awaken them. Wallace D. Wattles opens this profound work with a revolutionary declaration that shakes the very foundation of how we perceive human potential. He states unequivocally that greatness is not a matter of chance, circumstance, or privilege. Every single person, regardless of their starting point in life, possesses within themselves the raw materials necessary to become great. This isn't motivational fluff or empty promises. Wattles approaches personal development as a science, with laws as reliable and predictable as the laws of physics or chemistry. Just as applying certain principles will always produce specific results in nature, applying the principles of greatness will inevitably produce a great person. The foundation of Wattles' philosophy rests on understanding what greatness actually means. Greatness isn't about fame, wealth, or power in themselves. Greatness is about fully developing and expressing the potential that lies dormant within you. It's about becoming everything you're capable of becoming. Every human being has unique talents, gifts, and capabilities. The great person is simply someone who has discovered these inherent abilities and developed them to their fullest expression. When you look at anyone who has achieved remarkable things, you're witnessing someone who has tapped into their inner resources and brought them forth into the world. Wattles emphasizes that the starting point for all greatness is a certain way of thinking. Your thoughts are the most powerful tools you possess. They shape your reality, determine your actions, and ultimately create your destiny. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't intelligence, education, or circumstances. It's the quality and direction of their thoughts. Great people think in certain ways, and when you begin to think as they think, you set in motion the same forces that propel them to extraordinary achievement. The first principle Wattles establishes is that there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates and penetrates all spaces of the universe. This isn't mystical nonsense, but a recognition of the interconnected nature of reality. Your thoughts have creative power because they interact with this universal substance. When you hold a thought consistently and with feeling, you impress it upon this formless stuff, and it begins to take shape in your reality. This is why your dominant thoughts eventually become your lived experience. Understanding this principle transforms everything. You realize that you're not a helpless victim of circumstances, but a creative force capable of shaping your world. Every condition in your life right now is the result of your past thinking. If you don't like your current circumstances, you have the power to change them by changing your thoughts. This isn't about positive thinking alone, but about sustained, focused, purposeful thinking aligned with definite goals and backed by unwavering faith. Wattles insists that to become great, you must develop a clear mental image of what you want to become. Greatness doesn't happen accidentally. You can't stumble into it. You must have a definite vision of the person you intend to be. This vision must be so clear, so vivid, so compelling that it dominates your consciousness. When you think about your future, this image should automatically appear in your mind. It should be more real to you than your current circumstances. Creating this vision requires deep introspection and honest self-assessment. You must discover what you're truly passionate about, what talents you possess, and what unique contribution you can make to the world. Your vision of greatness must be authentic to who you are, not borrowed from someone else's dream. When you pursue a vision that resonates with your deepest self, you tap into reservoirs of energy and persistence that make achievement inevitable. Once you have this clear vision, you must hold it with unwavering faith. Faith in Wattles' framework isn't blind belief but confident expectation based on understanding universal principles. When you know that thinking in a certain way produces specific results, and you commit to thinking that way, faith naturally emerges. You don't hope you'll become great. You know you will because you're applying the right causes to produce that effect. This kind of faith eliminates doubt, fear, and hesitation. It propels you forward with unshakable confidence. Wattles teaches that you must think about your vision constantly, not obsessively or anxiously, but with calm, persistent focus. Throughout your day, in spare moments, bring your vision to mind. See yourself as the great person you intend to become. Feel the emotions associated with that achievement. Experience in your imagination what it will be like when your vision becomes reality. This constant mental rehearsal impresses your vision deeper into your subconscious mind and into the formless substance that responds to thought. But thinking alone isn't enough. Wattles is emphatic about this point. You must act. Your actions must align with your vision and move you toward its realization. Every day, you must do something that brings you closer to becoming the person you envision. These actions don't have to be dramatic or spectacular. Small, consistent steps taken daily compound into extraordinary results over time. The key is that every action must be performed in a certain way, with excellence, focus, and purpose. This brings us to one of Wattles' most powerful principles: doing everything you do in the best possible manner. Greatness isn't about doing different things. It's about doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way. Whatever task is before you right now, regardless of how mundane it seems, contains within it an opportunity to express greatness. When you pour your full attention and effort into every action, when you refuse to do anything carelessly or half-heartedly, you develop the habits and character that define great people. Most people sleepwalk through their days, performing their duties mechanically while their minds wander elsewhere. They're physically present but mentally absent. This divided attention produces mediocre results and, more importantly, develops a mediocre character. Great people give their full presence to whatever they're doing. Whether they're washing dishes or negotiating a major deal, they're completely there, fully engaged, doing their absolute best. This total presence and commitment to excellence in all things is what sets them apart. Wattles explains that when you do everything in the best possible way, you're not just producing better external results, you're transforming yourself internally. Each act performed with excellence strengthens your will, sharpens your focus, and builds your character. Over time, excellence becomes your default setting. You can't help but do things well because that's who you've become. This is how great people emerge, not through occasional heroic efforts, but through consistent daily commitment to excellence in all things. Another crucial principle is that you must live in the present moment. Greatness cannot be achieved by dwelling on past failures or worrying about future obstacles. The only time you have real power is now. This present moment is where your thoughts and actions occur, where you make the choices that shape your destiny. When you fully inhabit the present, bringing your complete attention to what you're doing right now, you access capabilities you didn't know you had. Many people sabotage their potential for greatness by letting their minds drift into regret about the past or anxiety about the future. They replay old mistakes, nursing grievances and disappointments, or they project forward, imagining all the ways things could go wrong. This mental time travel drains energy and focus from the only moment that matters. Wattles teaches that you must train your mind to stay anchored in the now, fully engaged with your current task, thought, or interaction. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the future or failing to learn from the past. It means you handle past and future from the position of now. You can reflect on past experiences to extract lessons, but you do this reflection in the present moment, for present benefit. You can plan for the future and work toward long-term goals, but you do this planning now, and you execute those plans through present action. The present moment is your point of power, and great people learn to maximize that power by keeping their consciousness firmly rooted in now. Wattles addresses the critical importance of purpose. Greatness requires that you have a central purpose that organizes and directs all your efforts. Without a definite purpose, your energies scatter in multiple directions, producing little of lasting value. Purpose provides focus, motivation, and a criterion for decision-making. When you have a clear purpose, you can evaluate every opportunity, relationship, and activity by asking whether it serves that purpose or distracts from it. Your purpose should be something larger than yourself, something that contributes value to others and to the world. The truly great are not those who achieve success for selfish ends, but those who use their talents and achievements to serve humanity. When your purpose includes lifting others, blessing the world, and making a positive difference, you tap into motivational reserves that purely selfish goals can never access. You find meaning that sustains you through difficulties and setbacks. Discovering your purpose requires listening to your inner voice, paying attention to what genuinely excites and energizes you. Your purpose will align with your natural talents and passions. It won't feel like a burden or obligation, but like a calling. When you connect with your true purpose, work transforms from drudgery to joy. You would do it even if no one paid you, because it's the expression of who you are at your core. Finding and committing to this purpose is one of the most important steps on the path to greatness. Once you've identified your purpose, you must subordinate everything else to it. This doesn't mean neglecting your responsibilities or becoming a fanatic. It means arranging your life so that your central purpose receives your best time, energy, and resources. Lesser concerns are handled efficiently, but not allowed to consume resources meant for your main objective. Great people are those who have learned to say no to good opportunities so they can say yes to the best ones, those aligned with their central purpose. Wattles teaches extensively about the power of will. Will is the force that translates vision into reality, that moves you from where you are to where you want to be. Developing a strong will is essential for greatness. Will isn't stubbornness or rigidity. True will is the ability to choose your thoughts and actions deliberately, regardless of circumstances or feelings. It's the power to do what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Most people are weak-willed, blown about by circumstances, and driven by impulses they don't control. They intend to do important things, but get distracted by trivial matters. They make resolutions but break them when the going gets tough. This weak will keeps them trapped in mediocrity. Great people have forged strong wills through practice and discipline. They do what they decide to do, regardless of obstacles or opposition. This strength of will is what enables them to persist when others quit, to maintain focus when others scatter their energies. You develop will by starting with small exercises of self-control and gradually increasing the difficulty. Decide to do something specific every day for a month, something small but meaningful, and then do it without exception. This might be a few minutes of meditation, a specific number of pages read, or a particular exercise routine. The specific activity matters less than the commitment and follow-through. As you prove to yourself that you can control your actions through deliberate choice, your will strengthens. Over time, you develop the capacity to undertake and complete increasingly challenging objectives. Another dimension of will is the ability to concentrate. Concentration is power. The ability to focus your full attention on a single object or task, excluding all distractions, is what enables deep work and extraordinary achievement. Most people's attention is fragmented, constantly pulled in multiple directions by notifications, interruptions, and wandering thoughts. This divided attention produces superficial results. Great people have cultivated the ability to concentrate deeply and sustain that concentration for extended periods. Developing concentration requires practice, just like developing any other skill. Start with brief periods of focused attention on a single object or task. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Gradually increase the duration of these concentration exercises. Over time, you'll find you can work for hours with complete focus, entering states of flow where time disappears and you produce your best work. This capacity for sustained concentration is one of the most valuable skills you can develop on the path to greatness. Wattles emphasizes that greatness requires continuous growth. You cannot become great by standing still, resting on past achievements, or settling into comfortable routines. Growth is the fundamental law of life, and you must be growing or dying. Every day should see you more capable, more knowledgeable, more skilled than you were the day before. This doesn't mean exhausting yourself with constant striving, but it does mean consistently challenging yourself, learning new things, and expanding your capacities. Growth requires that you regularly step outside your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is a cage that limits your potential. Every time you do something slightly beyond your current capabilities, you expand that zone and increase your capacity. Great people make a habit of this. They seek out challenges that stretch them. They attempt things they're not sure they can accomplish. Sometimes they fail, but even failure contributes to growth by teaching lessons and building resilience. The person who never risks failure never grows beyond their current limitations. Reading and learning are essential components of continuous growth. Great people are invariably great learners. They read extensively, study their fields deeply, and constantly expose themselves to new ideas and perspectives. Wattles himself was a voracious reader who synthesized ideas from philosophy, religion, science, and practical experience into his own unique framework. You should follow this example, making learning a lifelong pursuit. Every book you read, every course you take, every skill you develop adds to your capabilities and moves you toward greatness. But learning must be balanced with application. Knowledge without action is sterile. You must take what you learn and put it into practice. Test ideas in the laboratory of your life. Implement new strategies and techniques. Experiment and iterate. This cycle of learning and application, study and practice, is what produces real growth. Many people read extensively but never apply what they learn, so their knowledge remains theoretical and produces no practical benefit. Great people are those who close the gap between knowing and doing. Wattles discusses the importance of health and physical vitality for greatness. Your body is the instrument through which you express yourself in the world. A weak, unhealthy body limits what you can accomplish and how long you can sustain effort. Great people take care of their physical health, not out of vanity but because they understand that their body's condition directly impacts their mental clarity, emotional stability, and energy levels. You cannot consistently perform at a high level if you're physically depleted. Taking care of your health doesn't require obsessive attention or extreme measures. It requires consistent application of basic principles, eating nutritious food in appropriate quantities, getting regular exercise, ensuring adequate sleep, and managing stress. These fundamentals, practiced daily, maintain the physical vitality necessary for sustained high performance. When you feel physically strong and energetic, everything else becomes easier. Your thinking is clearer, your emotions more stable, your will stronger. Many people neglect their health in pursuit of their goals, thinking they're being productive by sacrificing sleep or skipping exercise to work more hours. This is short-sighted. The temporary productivity gain is more than offset by the long-term decline in performance and the increased risk of illness or burnout. Great people understand that taking care of their physical health is an investment that pays dividends in every area of life. They schedule exercise and rest with the same priority they give to important meetings. Wattles teaches that your environment significantly influences your development toward greatness. The people you associate with, the media you consume, the places you frequent all shape your thoughts, beliefs, and aspirations. If you're surrounded by negative, complaining people who accept mediocrity, their attitudes will influence you no matter how strong-willed you are. If you consume media that's shallow or degrading, it affects your consciousness and pulls your thinking downward. To become great, you must deliberately craft an environment that supports your vision. This means choosing your associations carefully. Seek out people who inspire you, who are achieving things you admire, who hold you to high standards. Limit time with negative people who drain your energy and undermine your confidence. This isn't about arrogance or abandoning friends, but about recognizing that you cannot afford to let your consciousness be poisoned by negativity when you're working to achieve something significant. Your environment also includes what you read, watch, and listen to. Fill your mind with uplifting, educational, inspiring content. Read biographies of great people. Study your field. Listen to talks and podcasts that challenge your thinking and expose you to new ideas. Avoid toxic media that promotes fear, outrage, or cynicism. Your consciousness is shaped by what you feed it, just as your body is shaped by what you eat. Great people are careful about their mental diet, choosing nourishment over junk. The physical spaces you inhabit also matter. Create environments that support focus and excellence. If possible, have a dedicated space for your most important work, a space that's organized, clean, and free from distractions. The aesthetics of your environment affect your psychology. Beauty, order, and cleanliness elevate your consciousness, while chaos, clutter, and ugliness drag it down. While you may not have complete control over all your spaces, you can optimize what you do control to support your pursuit of greatness. Wattles emphasizes the importance of gratitude as a foundation for greatness. Gratitude isn't just a nice feeling, it's a powerful psychological and spiritual practice that transforms your relationship with life. When you cultivate genuine gratitude for what you have, for the opportunities available to you, for the people in your life, you create a positive emotional state that attracts more good into your experience. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from what's wrong to what's right. Many people delay gratitude until after they achieve their goals. They think they'll be grateful when they become successful. This is backward. Gratitude must come first. When you're grateful now, for what you have now, you create the emotional and energetic state that makes achievement possible. Gratitude generates positive feelings that energize and motivate you. It also makes you more attractive to others, opening doors and creating opportunities. People naturally want to help and support those who appreciate what they receive. Practicing gratitude is simple, but requires consistency. Each day, take time to consciously appreciate specific things in your life. Don't just think generic thoughts of gratitude, but identify particular people, opportunities, possessions, or experiences you're grateful for and why. Feel the gratitude as a genuine emotion, not just as a mental exercise. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to naturally notice and appreciate the good in your life, creating a sustained state of positive expectation and appreciation. Gratitude also protects you from the toxic emotions that undermine greatness, envy, resentment, and entitlement. When you're truly grateful for what you have, you don't waste energy envying others or resenting those who have more. You recognize that there's enough for everyone, that another person's success doesn't diminish your possibilities. This abundance mentality is characteristic of great people, while scarcity thinking keeps people trapped in petty competitions and jealousies. Wattles teaches that service to others is an essential component of true greatness. The highest form of achievement isn't accumulating wealth or power for yourself, but using your talents and resources to benefit others. When your vision of greatness includes making a positive difference in people's lives, you tap into a deeper source of motivation and satisfaction. Service gives meaning to success. Without it, achievement feels hollow and ultimately unsatisfying. Service doesn't require sacrifice or martyrdom. It's not about neglecting your own needs to help others. True service flows from abundance, not deprivation. When you develop yourself and achieve success, you naturally have more to offer others. Your knowledge, skills, resources, and influence become tools for blessing those around you. The key is maintaining the intention to serve even as you pursue your own development. Ask yourself regularly how your work benefits others, how your success enables you to contribute more significantly to the world. Many people mistakenly believe that greatness is about dominating others, proving yourself superior, or accumulating more than everyone else. This ego-driven approach to achievement is fundamentally flawed. Even if you achieve external success through this approach, you'll find it unsatisfying because humans are wired for connection and contribution. We're most fulfilled when we're part of something larger than ourselves, when our efforts benefit the collective. Great people understand this and orient their ambitions toward service. Service can take many forms. It might be creating products that genuinely improve people's lives. It might be teaching and mentoring others. It might be building a business that provides good jobs and opportunities. It might be artistic work that inspires or uplifts. It might be direct charitable work or philanthropy. The specific form matters less than the underlying spirit of wanting to contribute value to others. When service is your motivation, you'll find the path that's right for you, one that aligns your talents with the world's needs. Wattles discusses the role of failure on the path to greatness. Failure is inevitable. Everyone who attempts anything significant will face setbacks, make mistakes, and fall short of their goals at times. The difference between those who become great and those who don't isn't that great people avoid failure, it's that they respond to failure differently. They see failure as feedback, as information about what doesn't work, as an opportunity to learn and adjust. They don't let failure define them or determine their future. Most people fear failure so intensely that it paralyzes them. They avoid taking risks because they might fail. They play it safe, staying in situations they've outgrown because uncertainty feels threatening. This fear of failure is one of the greatest obstacles to greatness. It keeps people trapped in mediocrity, watching from the sidelines as life passes them by. To become great, you must make peace with failure. You must be willing to try things that might not work, to risk looking foolish, to fall on your face and get back up. When you do fail, and you will, the key is how quickly you recover and what you learn from the experience. Great people don't waste time in self-pity or blame when things go wrong. They take responsibility, extract the lessons, make necessary adjustments, and move forward. They understand that failure is temporary unless you quit. Every failure contains the seeds of an equal or greater success if you're willing to look for them and plant them. Developing resilience in the face of failure requires changing your self-talk. Most people have a harsh inner critic that attacks them mercilessly when they make mistakes. This critical inner voice amplifies the pain of failure and makes it harder to bounce back. You must learn to speak to yourself with compassion and encouragement, the way you would speak to a good friend facing difficulties. Acknowledge the disappointment, but remind yourself that this doesn't define you, that you have the capacity to learn and improve, that setbacks are temporary. Wattles teaches that persistence is perhaps the most critical quality for achieving greatness. Talent, intelligence, education, and opportunity all matter, but they're not enough without persistence. The world is full of talented people who never achieve anything significant because they give up too easily. They start projects with enthusiasm but quit when difficulties arise. They pursue goals until they encounter obstacles, then conclude it wasn't meant to be. This lack of persistence is the most common reason people fail to achieve their potential. Great people are those who keep going when others stop. They persist through difficulties, doubts, and disappointments. They maintain focus on their vision even when current circumstances seem to contradict it. This persistence isn't blind stubbornness, it's commitment based on clear vision and unshakable faith in the principles they're applying. When you know you're on the right path and applying the right methods, temporary setbacks don't discourage you. You understand they're just part of the process. Developing persistence requires building mental toughness. You must train yourself to continue taking the actions you know you should take, even when you don't feel like it, even when results aren't immediately visible, even when people around you question what you're doing. This mental toughness is built through practice, through continuing when it's hard, through choosing long-term vision over short-term comfort. Every time you persist through difficulty, you strengthen this quality in yourself. One practical way to develop persistence is to finish what you start. Many people have a habit of starting projects enthusiastically but abandoning them when the initial excitement fades or when they encounter challenges. This habit of quitting trains you to be a quitter. It becomes your pattern. To become great, you must develop the opposite habit, finishing what you start. When you commit to something, see it through to completion regardless of how you feel along the way. This trains persistence at a deep level. Wattles discusses the importance of increasing your value to others as a path to greatness. Success in any field ultimately depends on your ability to provide value that others want and are willing to pay for. The more value you can deliver, the more opportunities come your way, the more you're compensated, the greater your impact. Increasing your value isn't about manipulation or taking advantage of people. It's about genuinely developing your capacity to serve and contribute. You increase your value by developing knowledge and skills that others need and want. This requires identifying what's valuable in your field or to your target audience. then dedicating yourself to developing excellence in those areas. It means staying current with developments in your field, anticipating future needs, and positioning yourself to meet them. It means moving beyond basic competence to true mastery. Mastery is always in demand and generously rewarded. Another way to increase your value is by developing your capacity to deliver results reliably. Many people have potential but can't be counted on to follow through consistently. They're brilliant sometimes but flaky other times. They do excellent work when inspired but mediocre work otherwise. This inconsistency limits their value. Great people are those who deliver excellent results reliably, regardless of circumstances or mood. This reliability makes them invaluable and creates a steady stream of opportunities. You also increase your value by developing your ability to work well with others. No significant achievement happens in isolation. Greatness requires the ability to build relationships, communicate effectively, collaborate productively, and lead when necessary. People skills are often more important than technical skills in determining success. Someone with moderate technical ability but excellent people skills will often achieve more than someone with exceptional technical ability but poor interpersonal skills. Invest in developing emotional intelligence, communication skills, and the ability to understand and work with diverse personalities. Wattles emphasizes that you must take responsibility for your life and circumstances. This is perhaps the most empowering and most challenging principle. Taking responsibility means acknowledging that you are the primary creative force in your life. Your circumstances are largely the result of your past thoughts and actions. If you don't like your current situation, complaining, blaming, or making excuses won't change it. Only you can change it by changing your thinking and your actions. Most people resist this level of responsibility. It's easier to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for your problems. This victim mentality feels comfortable because it absolves you of the need to change, but it's also a prison that keeps you trapped in unsatisfying circumstances. When you blame external factors for your problems, you give away your power. You make yourself dependent on things changing that you can't control. Only when you accept full responsibility do you reclaim your power to create change. Taking responsibility doesn't mean that external factors don't exist or don't influence your circumstances. Of course they do. But it means focusing on what you can control rather than what you can't. You can't control the economy, other people's behavior, or random events. But you can control your thoughts, your attitude, your effort, and your actions. When you pour your energy into what you can control, you maximize your effectiveness and your results. This principle of responsibility extends to how you interpret events in your life. Something happens, and you assign meaning to it. That meaning determines your emotional response and your subsequent actions. Two people can experience the same event and have completely different outcomes based on the meaning they assign to it. One person sees a setback as proof they're a failure. Another sees the same setback as a learning opportunity. Taking responsibility means consciously choosing empowering interpretations rather than disempowering ones. Wattles teaches that you must eliminate the competitive mindset and embrace a creative one. The competitive mindset sees life as a zero-sum game where your success requires someone else's failure, where there's not enough to go around, where you must fight for your share. This mindset creates stress, conflict, and limits. It's based on a false premise. The creative mindset recognizes that abundance is the true nature of reality. There's enough for everyone. Your success doesn't require anyone else's failure. You can create what you need rather than competing for existing resources. The competitive mindset keeps you focused on what others are doing, comparing yourself constantly, feeling threatened by others' success. This external focus distracts you from your own path and drains energy into unproductive worry and comparison. The creative mindset keeps you focused on your own vision and development. You're not competing against others. You're competing against your own potential. Your goal is to become the best version of yourself, to fully express your unique talents and capabilities. Shifting from a competitive to a creative mindset requires conscious effort because competition is deeply embedded in our culture. From school onward, we're taught to compete, to beat others, to rank ourselves. But this competitive conditioning limits your potential. When you free yourself from it and embrace a creative approach, everything changes. You stop wasting energy on comparison and competition. You focus that energy on creating value and expressing your unique gifts. You become genuinely happy for others' success because you understand it doesn't diminish your possibilities. The creative mindset also affects how you approach your work. Instead of trying to do what others are doing but slightly better, you focus on innovation and unique value creation. You ask not how you can beat the competition, but how you can serve your customers better, create something new, or solve problems in novel ways. This creative approach leads to breakthrough achievements rather than incremental improvements. It's the mindset of all truly great innovators and creators. Wattles discusses the power of living truthfully. Truth is one of the foundations of greatness. Living truthfully means aligning your words with your thoughts and your actions with your words. It means being honest in all your dealings, even when lying would be more convenient or profitable. It means being authentic, showing up as your true self rather than wearing masks or playing roles. This commitment to truth builds character and creates a foundation of integrity that supports all other development. Many people compromise truth regularly in small ways. They exaggerate their accomplishments, make commitments they don't keep, say things they don't mean, or present false versions of themselves to others. Each compromise weakens their integrity and diminishes their power. Over time, these small deceptions add up, creating a pattern of unreliability and inauthenticity. You can't become great while living in contradiction with truth. The internal conflict and the energy required to maintain deceptions undermine your effectiveness. Living truthfully also means being honest with yourself. Self-deception is perhaps more damaging than deceiving others because it prevents accurate self-assessment and growth. You must be willing to see yourself clearly, acknowledging both your strengths and your weaknesses, your progress and your failures. This honest self-appraisal is uncomfortable but essential. Only when you see yourself accurately can you make the changes necessary for growth. The commitment to truth must extend to how you present yourself and your work to the world. Don't exaggerate or make false claims. Let your actual accomplishments speak for themselves. Build your reputation on solid ground rather than inflated credentials or misleading marketing. This authenticity may seem like a disadvantage in a world where exaggeration is common, but it's actually a competitive advantage. People are hungry for authenticity. They're tired of being misled. When they encounter someone who's genuinely truthful, they respond with trust and loyalty. Wattles emphasizes the importance of maintaining a positive mental attitude. Your attitude determines your altitude in life. People with negative attitudes who constantly complain, find fault, and expect the worst create the very circumstances they fear. Their negativity repels opportunities and people. It drains their energy and undermines their efforts. In contrast, people with positive attitudes, who maintain optimism and look for the good in situations and people, create circumstances that support their success. Maintaining a positive attitude doesn't mean denying reality or pretending problems don't exist. It means choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems, on possibilities rather than limitations, on what's working rather than what isn't. It means maintaining confidence that you can handle whatever challenges arise. This positive focus doesn't change external circumstances directly, but it changes your perception of them and your response to them, which ultimately shapes outcomes. Your attitude is a choice, though most people don't recognize this. They think their attitude is determined by circumstances, that they'll be positive when things are going well and negative when things are going poorly. This is backward. Your attitude should be independent of circumstances, chosen deliberately, based on your understanding that attitude shapes outcomes. Great people have learned to maintain positive attitudes even in difficult circumstances because they understand this principle. Developing a consistently positive attitude requires monitoring your self-talk and challenging negative thoughts. Most people have a constant stream of thoughts running through their minds, and for many people, these thoughts are predominantly negative. They worry, criticize, doubt, and fear. This negative mental chatter creates a negative emotional state. You must become aware of these thought patterns and consciously replace negative thoughts with positive ones. This isn't about fake positivity, but about realistic optimism and constructive thinking. Wattles teaches that you must be willing to pay the price for greatness. Greatness isn't free. It requires sacrifice, discipline, hard work, and persistence over extended periods. Many people want the results that great people achieve, but aren't willing to do what great people do. They want the shortcut, the easy path, the quick success, but there are no shortcuts to genuine greatness. You must be willing to invest the time, effort, and energy required. The price of greatness includes giving up immediate gratification for long-term achievement. It means saying no to distractions and temptations that would derail your progress. It means working when others are playing, learning when others are being entertained, persisting when others are quitting. This requires discipline and the ability to delay gratification, to endure temporary discomfort for lasting benefit. Most people aren't willing to make these trade-offs, which is why most people never achieve greatness. The price also includes accepting risk and uncertainty. The path to greatness is never completely clear or secure. You must be willing to step into the unknown, to attempt things without guarantees of success, to risk failure and criticism. This requires courage. Many people choose the security of conventional paths, avoiding risk even though it means limiting their potential. Great people accept that achieving something significant requires venturing beyond the safe and familiar. However, paying the price doesn't mean sacrificing everything or making yourself miserable in pursuit of achievement. The price should be paid willingly, even joyfully, because you're pursuing something that matters deeply to you. When you're aligned with your true purpose, the work doesn't feel like sacrifice. Yes, it requires discipline and effort, but it's fulfilling rather than depleting. The key is ensuring you're pursuing your authentic vision of greatness, not someone else's, so the price feels worth paying. Wattles discusses the importance of developing self-reliance. Self-reliance doesn't mean refusing help or trying to do everything alone. It means developing confidence in your own judgment, abilities, and capacity to figure things out. Self-reliant people don't wait for permission or approval to pursue their goals. They don't need constant validation or reassurance. They trust themselves to make good decisions and handle whatever challenges arise. Many people are excessively dependent on others' opinions and approval. They won't take action without consensus, won't make decisions without consulting. Multiple people won't trust their own judgment if others disagree. This dependence keeps them trapped, unable to move forward decisively. Great people have developed strong centers within themselves. They consider others' input but ultimately trust their own assessment. They're willing to stand alone if necessary in pursuit of their vision. Developing self-reliance requires taking responsibility for your decisions and their consequences. Don't blame others if things go wrong when you followed their advice. Even if you consulted others, the final decision was yours, and you must own the outcome. This accountability is initially uncomfortable but ultimately empowering. When you own your decisions completely, you develop confidence in your decision-making capacity. You learn from mistakes without blaming others, and you celebrate successes knowing you created them. Self-reliance also means developing your problem-solving abilities. When you encounter obstacles, your first instinct shouldn't be to immediately seek help but to think through possible solutions yourself. Struggle with challenges before outsourcing the thinking to others. This builds mental muscle and resourcefulness. Great people have typically solved countless problems on their own, which has developed their capacity to handle increasingly complex challenges. They know they can figure things out, which gives them confidence to tackle ambitious goals. Wattles emphasizes that you must cultivate calmness and poise. Greatness requires the ability to remain centered and composed regardless of external circumstances. When you're easily agitated, reactive, or thrown off balance by events, you waste tremendous energy and make poor decisions. Calm people think more clearly, respond more effectively, and maintain their power in challenging situations. This inner calm isn't weakness or passivity, but strength and self-mastery. Most people are at the mercy of their emotions, reacting impulsively to whatever happens around them. Someone criticizes them, and they become defensive or angry. They receive bad news and panic, Things don't go as planned, and they become frustrated. This emotional volatility creates chaos in their lives and undermines their effectiveness. Great people have learned to create space between stimulus and response. They feel emotions but aren't controlled by them. They maintain composure and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting automatically. Developing calmness requires regular practice of techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing before responding to situations. It means training yourself to step back mentally and observe what's happening rather than being swept up in it. When something challenging occurs, take a moment to breathe, to center yourself, to access your calm core before deciding how to respond. This simple practice, repeated consistently, transforms your capacity to handle stress and maintain equilibrium. Calmness also comes from deep faith in the principles you're applying. When you truly believe that you're working with universal laws that produce reliable results, when you have clear vision and unwavering purpose, temporary setbacks don't disturb your peace. You know that consistent application of right principles will eventually produce the desired results. This certainty allows you to remain calm even when current circumstances look discouraging. Your peace comes from understanding the process, not from immediate external validation. Waddles teaches that you must think for yourself and develop independent judgment. Many people outsource their thinking to authorities, experts, traditions, or popular opinion. They accept beliefs without examination, follow rules without questioning, and adopt others' goals without reflection. This intellectual dependence prevents genuine growth and keeps them trapped in conventional patterns that may not serve their individual path to greatness. Thinking for yourself doesn't mean rejecting all authority or expertise. It means engaging critically with information and ideas, testing them against your own experience and reason. You can learn from experts while still evaluating their advice in light of your unique situation and goals. You can respect traditions while questioning whether they serve your purposes. You develop your own philosophy of life through study, experience, and reflection, rather than simply adopting someone else's. Independent thinking is especially important when pursuing an unconventional path to greatness. If you're doing something new or different, most people won't understand or support it. They'll try to convince you to take a safer, more conventional route. If you lack confidence in your own thinking, you'll be swayed by their doubts. You'll abandon your vision in favor of others' comfort. Great people have the courage to trust their own thinking, even when it contradicts conventional wisdom. Developing independent judgment requires exposing yourself to diverse perspectives, studying broadly, questioning your own assumptions, and testing ideas through experience. Don't accept any ideas simply because it's popular or because someone authoritative said it. Examine it, turn it over in your mind, see if it aligns with reality as you've experienced it. Build your own understanding through this process of engaged inquiry. The beliefs you develop through this personal investigation will be much more powerful than those you simply inherit. Waddles discusses the vital importance of imagination in achieving greatness. Imagination is the workshop where all plans and visions are created. Before anything can exist in the physical world, it must first be conceived in imagination. Your ability to visualize clearly and vividly what you want to create determines what you'll actually be able to produce. Great people have developed powerful imaginations that allow them to see possibilities. Others miss and envision achievements. Others consider impossible. Most people use their imaginations negatively, worrying about potential problems and imagining worst-case scenarios. This negative use of imagination creates anxiety and attracts the very outcomes they fear. Great people have learned to direct their imaginations deliberately toward their goals and aspirations. They use imagination to mentally rehearse success, to visualize themselves as the people they're becoming, to see solutions rather than problems. This positive use of imagination energizes and motivates while programming the subconscious mind for success. Developing your imagination requires regular practice. Spend time each day in visualization exercises where you create detailed mental pictures of your goals achieved, your vision realized, yourself living as the great person you intend to become. Make these visualizations as vivid as possible, engaging all senses, See the images clearly, hear the sounds, feel the feelings, even smell and taste relevant aspects. The more real you can make these mental rehearsals, the more powerfully they affect your subconscious mind and your actions. Imagination also plays a crucial role in problem solving and innovation. When you encounter obstacles, use your imagination to explore possible solutions, visualize different approaches, imagine how they might work, mentally test them before implementing them physically. Many breakthroughs happen first in imagination. Someone imagines a different way of doing something, sees a possibility others haven't seen, envisions a solution that doesn't yet exist. This creative use of imagination is what drives progress and achievement in every field. Wattles emphasizes that you must master your attention. Attention is your most valuable resource. Where you direct your attention determines what grows in your life. If you constantly attend to problems, limitations, and obstacles, those things expand in your experience. If you direct attention to possibilities, solutions, and progress, those things expand. Most people have never learned to control their attention, so it wanders randomly or gets captured by whatever is loudest or most immediate. In today's world, countless forces compete for your attention. Technology, media, other people's agendas all seek to capture and hold your focus. If you don't actively protect and direct your attention, it will be stolen from you, wasted on trivialities that don't serve your vision of greatness. Great people are fierce guardians of their attention. They decide what deserves their focus and ruthlessly exclude everything else. This concentrated attention on important matters is what produces extraordinary results. Learning to control attention requires recognizing when it's been captured by something that doesn't serve you and consciously redirecting it. Throughout your day, notice where your attention goes. When you find yourself dwelling on complaints, worries, gossip, or other unproductive mental content, deliberately shift focus to something constructive. This might be your vision, your current task, something you're grateful for, or a problem you're working to solve. This continuous redirection trains your attention like a muscle. Another aspect of attention management is learning to sustain focus on important tasks despite distractions. Most people's attention spans have been degraded by constant digital interruptions. They can barely focus for more than a few minutes before feeling compelled to check something. Rebuilding the capacity for sustained attention on a single task is crucial for achievement. Practice working without interruption for increasingly long periods. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs and apps. Create distraction-free time blocks. This protected time for deep focus is when your best work happens. Wattles teaches that you must develop the habit of finishing what you start. Many people are great at starting projects with enthusiasm but terrible at following through to completion. Their lives are littered with abandoned initiatives, half-finished projects, and broken commitments. This pattern of non-completion is devastating to success because achievements require finishing. A project that's 90% complete but not finished produces no value. Only completion creates results. The habit of non-completion often stems from pursuing too many things simultaneously or getting bored once initial excitement fades. People jump from one shiny opportunity to another, never staying with anything long enough to see it through, or they start with great energy but quit when the work becomes difficult or tedious. To become great, you must develop the opposite habit, seeing things through to the end regardless of how you feel along the way. Developing this completion habit starts with being more selective about what you start. Before committing to something, seriously consider whether you're willing to see it through to completion. If not, don't start. This reduces the number of projects you're juggling and ensures that what you do take on receives your full commitment. When you start something, make a commitment to yourself to finish it, and honor that commitment regardless of obstacles or mood changes. Each time you complete something, you're building your identity as someone who finishes things. You're proving to yourself that you can be counted on to follow through. This builds tremendous self-confidence and self-trust. You begin to trust your commitments because you have a track record of keeping them. Others begin to trust you as well, which opens doors and creates opportunities. The person known for finishing what they start becomes invaluable in any field. Wattles discusses the importance of developing efficiency. Efficiency means producing maximum results with minimum wasted effort. Many people are busy without being productive, expending tremendous energy on activities that don't move them toward their goals. They confuse activity with achievement, motion with progress. Great people have learned to distinguish between what's important and what's merely urgent or distracting. They focus their energy on high-leverage activities that produce significant results. Developing efficiency requires regularly auditing how you spend your time and energy. Track your activities for a week and honestly assess which ones contribute meaningfully to your goals and which are time wasters. You'll likely discover that a small percentage of your activities produce the majority of your results, while most activities produce little value. Once you identify this, you can eliminate or minimize low-value activities and invest more time in high-value ones. Another aspect of efficiency is learning to work in a focused, undistracted manner during your productive time. Even if you're working on the right things, you waste tremendous time and energy if you're constantly interrupted or switching between tasks. Multitasking is a myth. What people call multitasking is actually rapid task switching, which significantly reduces efficiency and quality. Instead, batch similar tasks together and work on them in focused blocks with no interruptions. Efficiency also comes from developing systems and routines that handle recurring tasks smoothly. Many people waste energy reinventing the wheel every time they face a common situation. They don't have systems for managing email, processing paperwork, handling routine decisions, or any number of repetitive tasks. Great people develop efficient systems that handle these things almost automatically, freeing mental energy for creative and strategic thinking. Wattles emphasizes that you must be willing to be misunderstood. When you pursue greatness, especially if you're attempting something unconventional, many people won't understand what you're doing or why. They'll question your choices, criticize your methods, and doubt your vision. If you need everyone's understanding and approval, you'll never achieve anything significant. You must be secure enough in your own understanding and purpose to continue even when others don't get it. The fear of being misunderstood or judged stops many people from pursuing their dreams. They want to fit in, to be accepted, to avoid criticism, so they suppress their unique vision and follow conventional paths. They abandon their authentic calling in favor of what others expect or approve of. This people-pleasing leads to a life of regret, of wondering what could have been if they'd had the courage to be themselves. Being willing to be misunderstood doesn't mean you don't care about others' opinions or that you're arrogant. It means you care more about your vision and purpose than about others' approval. You recognize that you're responsible for your life, that you'll live with the consequences of your choices. So you must make choices aligned with your own values and aspirations rather than others' expectations. This is mature independence. That said, being misunderstood isn't the goal. When possible, help people understand your vision and choices. Good communication can reduce misunderstanding and build support. But don't compromise your vision to gain understanding or approval. If people still don't get it after you've explained clearly, that's okay. Continue on your path with confidence, knowing that results will eventually speak for themselves. Wattles teaches that you must cultivate patience. Greatness is never achieved quickly. It requires sustained effort over extended periods. Seeds must be planted, nurtured, and given time to grow before they produce fruit. Many people give up just before their breakthrough because they lack patience. They work hard for weeks or months, don't see the results they want, and conclude their efforts aren't working. They abandon their goals just before they would have succeeded if they'd persisted a little longer. Patience doesn't mean passive waiting or accepting slow progress. It means understanding that genuine achievement follows a natural timeline that can't be rushed. A woman can't have a baby in 1 month by being 9 times more pregnant. The baby needs 9 months to develop properly. Similarly, your goals and visions need time to mature. You can work diligently and efficiently, but you can't control exactly when results appear. You must trust the process and continue your efforts even when immediate results aren't visible. Developing patience requires shifting your focus from outcomes to process. Instead of constantly measuring whether you've achieved your ultimate goal, focus on whether you're consistently doing the right things. Are you thinking the right thoughts? Are you taking the right actions? Are you maintaining the right attitude? If you're doing these things consistently, you can be patient about results because you know they must eventually come. Your peace comes from knowing you're on the right path, not from having already arrived at the destination. Patience is easier when you're enjoying the journey. If you're only focused on future achievement and see current work as drudgery to be endured, patience will be difficult. But if you find meaning and satisfaction in the process itself, patience comes naturally. You're not just waiting for some future payoff, you're engaged in fulfilling work right now. Choose goals and paths that allow you to enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Wattles discusses the power of decisiveness. Great people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Average people make decisions slowly and change them quickly. This difference in decision-making style has enormous consequences. When you're decisive, you move forward with momentum. You gather information, make the best decision you can with available data, and commit to it. When you're indecisive, you waste energy in constant deliberation, second-guessing, and reversibility. This creates confusion and prevents real progress. Many people struggle with decisions because they're trying to eliminate all risk or ensure perfect outcomes. They want to wait until they're absolutely certain before committing. But certainty rarely comes before decision and action. You become certain by deciding and moving forward, not by endless deliberation. Decisive people understand that most decisions are reversible and that making a decision and learning from it is better than indefinite delay. Developing decisiveness requires practicing making decisions more quickly. Start with small decisions. When you're choosing between options that are relatively equal in consequence, make the choice quickly and move on. Don't waste energy on minor decisions. As you practice quick decision-making on small matters, you'll develop confidence and skill that transfers to larger decisions. You'll trust your judgment more and waste less time in unproductive deliberation. Once you've made a decision, commit to it fully unless clear evidence emerges that it was wrong. Don't constantly second-guess yourself or keep revisiting the decision. This wasted mental energy prevents you from executing effectively. Make your decision, commit to it, and pour your energy into making it work. Most decisions can be made to work if you're fully committed to them. The person who commits fully to a decent decision often achieves more than the person who remains ambivalent about a perfect decision. Wattles emphasizes that you must maintain high standards for yourself. Greatness requires excellence, and excellence requires standards. You must know what level of performance you're aiming for and refuse to accept less from yourself. Many people have vague aspirations for success but no specific standards for what that means. They want to do well but don't define what well means, so they can tell if they're meeting their own standards or falling short. Setting high standards means defining clearly what excellence looks like in your field or endeavor. What would world-class performance look like? What would mastery require? Use these as your benchmarks, not what's average or what others accept. Many people set their standards based on what's normal around them. If everyone around them is mediocre, they're comfortable being mediocre. Great people set their standards based on possibility, not on current reality or peer performance. Once you've set high standards, you must hold yourself accountable to them. This is where most people fail. They set ambitious standards, but don't follow through consistently. They let themselves slide, make excuses, accept less than their best. Every time you accept substandard performance from yourself, you lower your standards and weaken your character. Every time you hold yourself to your standards despite difficulty or inconvenience, you strengthen your character and move toward greatness. High standards apply not just to your results, but to your character and conduct. Set standards for how you treat people, for your integrity in all dealings, for your work ethic, for how you handle challenges. Live by these standards consistently, not just when it's convenient or when people are watching. This consistency of high character is what distinguishes truly great people from those who achieve success through compromise means. Waddles teaches that you must develop the ability to concentrate all your power on the task at hand. Scattered energy produces scattered results. When you bring your full power to bear on one thing, amazing results become possible. Most people never experience their true power because they're always divided part of their attention and energy going to one thing while part goes to another. They're physically present but mentally elsewhere, going through motions without full engagement. The ability to concentrate all your power means more than just attention. It means bringing your full physical energy, mental focus, emotional engagement, and spiritual purpose to whatever you're doing. When you work this way, you enter states of flow where time disappears and you produce your absolute best work. You accomplish in hours what might otherwise take days because you're working with undivided power. Developing this capacity requires eliminating the habit of partial engagement. Don't work on one thing while thinking about another. Don't be physically present with one person while mentally focused on someone or something else. Whatever you're doing, be fully there. Give it everything you have. When it's time to shift to something else, make the shift completely. This total presence in each moment maximizes your effectiveness and actually allows you to accomplish more with less time and effort. This principle applies equally to rest and recreation. When you're resting, rest fully. Don't rest while feeling guilty about work you should be doing. When you're playing or relaxing, be fully present for that experience. This complete engagement and rest allows you to recover fully. So when you return to work, you bring fresh energy and focus. The inability to rest fully often results from guilt or anxiety about not working, which prevents real recovery and leads to chronic depletion. Waddles emphasizes the importance of becoming more, rather than just having more. Many people pursue external achievements, money, possessions, status, while neglecting their internal development. They want to have the trappings of success without becoming the person capable of sustaining success. This is backward. What you have flows from who you are. Become the right kind of person, and appropriate external results will follow naturally. Focusing on becoming rather than having means investing in your character, capabilities, knowledge, and wisdom. It means working on yourself with the same dedication you bring to external projects. Read, study, reflect, practice skills, develop virtues, address weaknesses. This internal work isn't immediately visible like external achievements, but it's the foundation that makes sustainable success possible. When you focus on becoming, you also eliminate the anxiety and grasping that comes from focusing only on having. People who chase external success are never satisfied because no achievement is ever enough. As soon as they reach one goal, they immediately set another, never pausing to appreciate what they've achieved. They're perpetually unsatisfied. People who focus on becoming find satisfaction in growth itself. They appreciate their progress while continuing to develop, creating sustainable fulfillment rather than endless striving. Another benefit of focusing on becoming is that it makes you anti-fragile. External possessions and achievements can be lost through circumstances beyond your control. But what you've become, the capabilities and character you've developed, can never be taken from you. Even if you lost everything externally, you could rebuild because you've become the type of person capable of creating success. This security comes only from internal development, never from external accumulation alone. If you're enjoying this deep dive into timeless wisdom and want more life-changing insights from the greatest books ever written, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Audiobook Gist. We bring you the essential teachings from the world's most powerful books, distilled into focused summaries that you can actually apply to transform your life. Don't miss our upcoming videos where we'll explore more classics that unlock human potential. Waddles teaches that you must harmonize with natural and universal laws. Success isn't about fighting against reality or trying to force things to happen through willpower alone. It's about understanding how things work and aligning yourself with those principles. There are laws governing success, achievement, growth, and happiness, just as there are laws governing physics or biology. When you work in harmony with these laws, progress becomes natural and relatively effortless. When you work against them, you struggle unnecessarily and limit your results. One fundamental law is the law of cause and effect. Every effect has a cause. and like causes produce like effects. If you want specific results, you must implement the causes that produce those results. Many people want results without implementing causes. They want health without proper nutrition and exercise. They want success without disciplined effort. They want great relationships without investing time and emotional energy. This doesn't work. You cannot have effects without causes. Another universal law is the law of growth. Everything in nature grows gradually from small beginnings through consistent nourishment. An oak tree grows from an acorn over many years. A baby grows to an adult through constant development. Your goals and dreams follow the same pattern. They begin as seeds, ideas in your mind. With proper nourishment, right thinking, persistent action, patience, they grow into reality. But growth takes time and cannot be rushed without damaging the outcome. Understanding and working with these laws eliminates frustration and creates confidence. When you know you're applying right causes, you can trust that effects will follow. You don't need to worry or force. You simply need to continue applying causes consistently and allow time for effects to manifest. This alignment with universal law is what makes truly great people seem to achieve things effortlessly. They're not working harder than everyone else. They're working smarter, in harmony with how things actually work. Wattles discusses the vital importance of expressing yourself authentically. Every person has a unique combination of talents, interests, perspectives, and experiences. Your particular uniqueness means you have something to offer the world that no one else can provide in quite the same way. Greatness comes from developing and expressing this authentic self, not from imitating others or trying to fit into molds that don't match your nature. Many people suppress their authentic self in an attempt to conform to expectations. They pursue careers that don't interest them because those careers seem prestigious or practical. They hide aspects of themselves that don't fit social norms. They develop personas that differ from their true nature. This self-suppression prevents greatness because it blocks the unique contribution only they can make. It also creates internal conflict and dissatisfaction because they're not living in alignment with their true nature. Discovering and expressing your authentic self requires honest self-exploration. You must ask yourself who you really are beneath social conditioning and others' expectations. What genuinely interests and excites you? What values actually matter to you, not what you think should matter? What unique perspective do you bring? This self-discovery isn't selfish, it's necessary. Only by knowing yourself can you make your unique contribution to the world. Once you've discovered your authentic self, you must have the courage to express it publicly. This means showing up as who you really are, sharing your genuine thoughts and feelings, pursuing what actually matters to you. This authenticity will make some people uncomfortable and may invite criticism, but it will also attract the right people and opportunities to you. People respond powerfully to authenticity because it's so rare. When you show up as genuinely yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Wattles emphasizes that greatness requires both vision and practical action in balanced proportion. Some people are great dreamers, but poor executors. They have wonderful visions and plans but never translate them into concrete action. They stay in the realm of imagination and never bring their ideas into physical reality. Other people are great at execution but lack vision. They work hard and efficiently but without clear direction or inspiring goals. They're busy without being purposeful. True greatness requires both elements. You need compelling vision that inspires and directs you, that pulls you forward and gives meaning to your efforts. But you also need practical ability to translate that vision into step-by-step plans and execute those plans consistently. Vision without execution is fantasy. Execution without vision is drudgery. When you combine both, you have the complete formula for achievement. If you're naturally more visionary, you must develop your execution skills. Break your big visions down into manageable steps. Create systems and routines that ensure consistent action. Hold yourself accountable for following through, not just for having brilliant ideas. Partner with or hire people who are strong in execution if that's not your natural strength, but don't completely outsource it. Develop basic competence in turning vision into reality. If you're naturally more oriented toward execution, you must develop your visionary capacity. Spend time in reflection and imagination. Allow yourself to dream about what could be, not just what currently is. Expose yourself to big ideas and ambitious examples. Challenge yourself to think beyond incremental improvement to transformational possibility. Your execution skills are valuable, but they produce greatness only when directed by compelling vision. Waddles teaches that you must develop mental toughness and the ability to endure discomfort in pursuit of your goals. The path to greatness inevitably includes periods of difficulty, stress, uncertainty, and discomfort. If you can only function when things are easy and pleasant, you'll never achieve anything significant. You must develop the capacity to continue effective action even when you're tired, stressed, uncertain, or uncomfortable. Mental toughness isn't about being hard or unfeeling. It's about maintaining your commitment and continuing productive action regardless of how you feel. Many people are controlled by their moods and feelings. When they feel motivated and confident, they work hard. When they feel discouraged or tired, they stop or give minimal effort. This emotional volatility prevents consistent progress. Great people have learned to work effectively across all emotional states. Developing mental toughness requires deliberately doing hard things. Don't always take the easy path. Challenge yourself regularly with tasks that stretch your capacity and require sustained effort. Exercise discipline even when you don't feel like it. Keep commitments when it would be easier to break them. Each time you do something difficult, you prove to yourself that you can handle difficulty. This builds confidence in your capacity to persist through challenges. Mental toughness also involves managing your self-talk during difficult periods. Your inner dialogue during challenges largely determines whether you persist or quit. If you tell yourself you can't handle it, that it's too hard, that you should give up, you probably will. If you tell yourself that you can handle it, that difficulty is temporary, that persisting will make you stronger, you're much more likely to continue. Monitor and direct your self-talk consciously, especially during hard times. Waddles emphasizes the importance of generosity and giving. Great people are givers, not takers. They look for opportunities to contribute value, to help others, to share their resources and knowledge. This generosity isn't naive or self-sacrificing. It's based on understanding that what you give out comes back multiplied. The universe operates on principles of circulation. When you give freely, you create flow that brings abundance back to you in various forms. Many people operate from scarcity, holding tight to what they have, afraid that giving means losing. This tight-fisted approach actually blocks flow and creates the scarcity they fear. When you give generously, you demonstrate faith in abundance. You show that you trust more will come, that there's enough for everyone. This mindset and behavior attracts opportunities and resources. People want to work with generous people, to support them, to reciprocate their giving. Generosity should extend beyond just material giving. Give your time, attention, knowledge, encouragement, and recognition. Look for ways to add value in every interaction. Help people solve problems, make introductions, share information, acknowledge others' contributions. This consistent pattern of giving creates a reputation and reality of being someone who adds value wherever they go. This is magnetic and opens countless doors. That said, generosity must be balanced with wisdom. Give freely but not foolishly. Don't give in ways that enable destructive behavior or that deplete you to the point where you can't continue your important work. Give from overflow, not from depletion. Develop your capacity to generate value so you have more to give. The goal isn't to give everything away, but to create such abundance that you can. Give generously while still building your capacity to contribute even more. Waddles teaches that you must become a person of your word. Your word is one of your most valuable assets. When people know they can trust what you say, that you keep commitments, and follow through on promises, enormous opportunities become available. When your word is unreliable, when you regularly fail to honor commitments or tell people what they want to hear without intention to follow through, you destroy your reputation and close doors. Becoming a person of your word starts with being more careful about what you commit to. Don't make promises you're unsure you can keep. Don't agree to things to please people in the moment if you're not genuinely committed. Think before committing, and only give your word when you truly intend to honor it. This selectivity might mean saying no more often, but the commitments you do make will be solid. Once you've given your word, honor it regardless of inconvenience or changed circumstances. If something genuinely prevents you from keeping a commitment, communicate immediately and make it right as best you can. Don't just ghost on commitments or offer weak excuses. Take responsibility and either fulfill the commitment despite difficulty or clearly renegotiate with all parties affected. This reliability builds trust that becomes invaluable over time. Being a person of your word also means being truthful in all your communications. Don't exaggerate, mislead, or tell people what they want to hear if it's not accurate. Be honest even when honesty is uncomfortable. Over time, people learn they can trust what you say because you've consistently proven truthful and reliable. This trustworthiness becomes a competitive advantage because trust is rare and valuable. People preferentially work with those they can trust completely. Wattles emphasizes that you must embrace change and remain flexible in your methods while staying committed to your vision. The world constantly changes, circumstances shift, and new information becomes available. If you're rigid in your approaches, refusing to adapt, you'll become obsolete. Great people are those who maintain unwavering commitment to their core purpose while remaining highly flexible in how they pursue it. Many people confuse their methods with their purpose. They become attached to particular ways of doing things and resist change even when circumstances make those methods ineffective. This rigidity limits success. What worked in one context or time period may not work in another. You must constantly evaluate your methods and be willing to change what isn't working, even if you've invested heavily in it. The only thing that should be unchanging is your vision and core values. Everything else is negotiable. Embracing change requires overcoming the human tendency toward comfort and familiarity. Your brain naturally prefers the known to the unknown, the familiar to the novel. This preference kept our ancestors safe, but now often keeps you stuck. You must consciously override this tendency, reminding yourself that growth requires change. View change as opportunity rather than threat. Each change contains possibilities for improvement and advancement if you approach it with the right mindset. Flexibility also means being willing to learn from anyone and any situation. Don't think you have all the answers or that your way is the only way. Stay curious and open. When something doesn't work as expected, see it as information, not as failure. Adjust your approach based on feedback from reality. This adaptive intelligence is crucial for sustained success in a changing world. Those who can't adapt get left behind, while those who embrace change and learn continuously stay relevant and successful. Wattles teaches that you must take care of your energy and protect it from drains. Energy is finite on a daily basis. While you can increase your overall capacity through proper care, at any given time you have only so much energy available. How you invest this energy determines what you accomplish. Many people carelessly waste energy on activities, relationships, and mental patterns that drain them without providing corresponding value. Energy drains come in many forms. Toxic relationships drain energy. Clutter and disorganization drain energy. Chronic worry and negative thought patterns drain energy. Multitasking and constant switching between activities drains energy. Lack of clear priorities leads to spending energy on low-value activities. To achieve greatness, you must identify and eliminate as many energy drains as possible, protecting your finite energy for activities that matter. Some energy expenditures are necessary even if they feel draining. Difficult work on important projects expends energy but moves you towards your goals. Challenging yourself physically through exercise depletes energy temporarily but builds greater capacity long-term. The key is distinguishing between productive energy expenditure that serves your purposes and wasteful energy drain that provides no benefit. Ruthlessly eliminate the wasteful drains while embracing productive expenditures. You can also increase your available energy through proper self-care. Adequate sleep, good nutrition, regular exercise, stress management, and positive social connection all increase your energy capacity. Many people try to maximize output while neglecting these fundamentals, which is counterproductive. When you take proper care of yourself, you have more energy available for your important work. Self-care isn't selfish or optional, it's strategic and essential for sustained high performance. Wattles discusses the critical importance of maintaining momentum. Once you get moving toward your goals, continuing is much easier than stopping and starting repeatedly. Momentum builds over time. Each action makes the next action easier. Each success builds confidence that facilitates the next attempt. This compounding effect of momentum is why consistent daily action produces far better results than sporadic intensive efforts. Many people work in fits and starts. They get motivated and work intensely for a period, then burn out and stop completely. When they restart, they've lost momentum and must overcome inertia again. This start-stop pattern is exhausting and inefficient. Much better to maintain steady, consistent effort even if it's less intense. Working on your goals every single day, even if only for a short time, maintains momentum and produces superior results compared to occasional intensive efforts. Protecting your momentum means being careful about breaks and distractions. While rest is important, completely stopping your progress toward goals, especially when you're building momentum, can be costly. Even during vacations or busy periods, do something small to maintain connection with your goals. This might be just 15 minutes of work, or reading related material, or mental rehearsal. These small touches keep momentum alive. When you do lose momentum for legitimate reasons, restart as quickly as possible. Don't wait for perfect conditions or until you feel completely ready. The longer you wait, the harder restarting becomes. Jump back in immediately, even if you don't feel ready. Even if you can only do a little, taking action rebuilds momentum faster than waiting for motivation. Action creates motivation more effectively than motivation creates action. Wattles emphasizes that you must develop the ability to see the good in everything. This doesn't mean denying problems or pretending difficulties don't exist. It means training yourself to look for the value, the lesson, or the opportunity in every situation. Every experience contains something useful if you're willing to look for it. This optimistic, opportunity-focused mindset allows you to extract value from all circumstances, while pessimists see only obstacles and problems. Seeing the good in everything is a discipline, not a natural tendency. The human brain evolved to focus on problems and threats because this kept our ancestors alive. But in modern life, this negative bias often causes more harm than good. It keeps you focused on what's wrong instead of what's working, preventing you from seeing possibilities and solutions. You must consciously retrain your attention to notice and emphasize the positive while still acknowledging challenges. This ability to see good in everything becomes especially powerful during difficult times. When setbacks occur, when plans fail, when obstacles appear, your ability to find the silver lining determines how quickly you recover and how much you learn. Great people have faced tremendous difficulties, but they transform those difficulties into stepping stones by finding the lessons and opportunities within them. Every challenge made them stronger, wiser, and more capable. Practice this skill daily by consciously looking for good in situations that initially appear negative. When something goes wrong, immediately ask yourself what's good about this situation or what you can learn from it. Train your mind to automatically search for value and opportunity, rather than dwelling on disappointment. Over time, this becomes your default mental pattern, making you resilient and resourceful in all circumstances. And so we come to the powerful conclusion of Wallace D. Wattles' timeless wisdom. The Science of Being Great isn't just a book, it's a blueprint for transforming yourself into the person you were always meant to become. Every principle Wattles shared points to one fundamental truth: greatness isn't something reserved for the lucky few, it's your birthright, waiting to be claimed through right thinking, purposeful action, and unwavering faith in your potential. You now possess the exact formula that has lifted countless individuals from ordinary lives to extraordinary achievement. You understand that your thoughts create your reality, that your vision must be clear and constantly held, that every action must be performed with excellence, and that persistence through all challenges is what separates those who achieve from those who merely dream. The most beautiful part of this teaching is that you can start right now, in this very moment. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect circumstances. You don't need anything except the decision to think differently and act with purpose. Every single day offers you the opportunity to move closer to greatness through the choices you make and the standards you uphold. Remember that becoming great isn't about achieving one spectacular success. It's about the daily commitment to excellence in all things. It's about being fully present in each moment, giving your best to whatever task is before you, treating everyone with respect and kindness, and continuously growing into a fuller expression of your potential. These small daily victories compound into a life of remarkable achievement and deep fulfillment. The principles Waddles taught are as reliable as the law of gravity. When you apply them consistently, results must follow. Your faith shouldn't be blind hope, but confident expectation based on understanding universal laws. You're not gambling on your dreams, you're scientifically applying proven principles that produce greatness as surely as planting seeds produces crops. As you move forward from this moment, carry with you the understanding that you are already enough. You possess everything needed to become great. Your unique combination of talents, experiences, and perspectives means you have something to offer the world that no one else can provide in quite the same way. The world needs your contribution, your unique expression of greatness. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin. Don't wait until you feel completely ready or until all obstacles are removed. Begin now with what you have, where you are. Take the first step, then the next, then the next. Each step you take builds momentum, develops your capacity, and moves you closer to the realization of your vision. Trust the process, maintain your faith, and persist through all challenges. Your journey to greatness will inspire others. When people see you growing, achieving, and expressing your full potential, you give them permission and encouragement to do the same. Your success creates a ripple effect that lifts not just you but everyone around you. This is the true meaning of greatness, becoming so fully yourself that you light the way for others. The time for transformation is now. You've received the knowledge. You understand the principles. The only question remaining is, will you apply them? Will you commit to thinking the thoughts of greatness, taking the actions of greatness, and persisting until you achieve the greatness that is your destiny? The choice is yours, and it's a choice you make new each day through your thoughts and actions. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel that fire igniting within you to become more than you've been, then make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to Audiobook Gist. We're building a community of people committed to growth, excellence, and actualizing their highest potential. Hit that notification bell so you never miss the transformative wisdom we share from the world's greatest books. You are destined for greatness. Not someday, not in some distant future when conditions are perfect, but right now. Your greatness begins the moment you decide it does, the moment you commit to thinking and acting in alignment with the person you're becoming. Everything you need is already within you. All that remains is to awaken it, develop it, and express it fully. Go forward with confidence, with purpose, with unwavering faith in yourself and in the principles you've learned. Be the person who inspires others through your example. Live so fully, so excellently, so authentically that your life becomes a testament to what's possible when someone commits to greatness. Your extraordinary life is waiting. Go claim it. This is Audiobook Gist, reminding you that within every great book lies the power to transform your life, and within you lies the power to transform the world. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep becoming the magnificent person you were born to be. Your journey to greatness starts now.